but apparently you can't tag. Apparently you cannot tag. So that's some bullshit. But anyway, what's going on, people? What's going on, Fragrance family? It's your man Gator, man, better known as the Novice Knows. Out here in these fragrance streets, man. I'm actually out here in these Atlanta streets today, just running errands and doing the like, just trying to move around a little bit. The wife is actually at an event right now, and I'm not too far from where she at, because I have an event later today. So, scoop her up, drop off, and I need to get on in these streets. So, yeah, man, I am checking in, man, because a lot of people were asking. They're like, where you been at, man? I've been chilling, bro. I've been taking care of business. Life is more than the scented oils and the fragrances. However, fragrances are a big part of my life. Always will be. So today I decided to go ahead and break out. I spent a little time with it yesterday. I didn't really get a full wearing on it, but I decided to go ahead and get a wearing on it today, full wearing. Still of the day today, man, is this guy right here. That sun is stupid. Hold on. The sun literally just came out on me right quick. I gotta hold this up in the air. You know what I'm saying? So let me see if I can block the sun. There we go. Sin of the day is this guy right here. It needs to mirror the screen. Can I mirror the screen? That's kind of weird that it did that. Nah, it won't let me mirror the screen. But anyway, sin of the day today is this guy right here. This is Bahamas. It's actually broken out, spelled out, broken out, I should say, as Bahamas, actually here. And this is the newest one from Armaf. Dang, man, this thing's, this black bottle, bro, I would expect this to not be a fingerprint magnet or whatever, but apparently it is. That's interesting. But anyway, this is Bahamas. This is the newest one from Armaf, and I've been spending a little bit of time with this one, man. It's one of those fragrances. I spent some time with it yesterday, and I was like, okay, it'll be the scent of the day today, and I am not completely in love with it, but I do like this one a lot. This is something that would have been a better release probably, I don't know, 3 months ago, when the summer was really hitting, man. But right now, I would say it's more of a novelty if you get it, Let's see, we got Kid Panda. What's going on, man? Say, Kid Panda, I picked up LV Imagination as well as 100 mils of Oud Maracuja. I am in financial ruin. Yes, you will be. Because Oud Maracuja, as much as I like Oud Maracuja, it was always a fragrance that I was like, I'd rather just get a good interpretation of it, or I'm just going to get like a 10 mil of it. And that's what I did, really. I did a 10 mil of Oud Maracuja. Because Oud Maracuja, you can get 10 mil of that and be good. Like, you can get 10 mil of Oud Maracuja and it doesn't, like, you don't run out of it right away, because it's such a strong fragrance. You can spray that on, 3 sprays, bing, boom, boom, and you're good, So that's why I only have 10 mil of Oud Maracuja. But like Oud Cadenza, some of those other ones from Maison Crivelli, they're the same way. I actually thought about getting a full bottle of Oud Cadenza, but I have a matter of fact, I'll be doing my first impressions of it probably tonight, because I'm probably going to go live tonight. I'm going to be doing the first impressions of a new inspiration of that Oud Maracuja, Oud Cadenza DNA, which I love Oud Cadenza, called Soie Sedure. It's from Rivière Prestige. And I meant to. It's one that I got a while back, and if just a little bit of inside baseball, there's a lot of times where I will get packages in and they'll sit. Ricky Garrett hit me up a while back asking me about a fairy tale from Zamaya, and I still have that thing in storage. You know, I need to put that on the list today. Matter of fact, I need to put that on the list today to go pick it up, because I have that in storage. And what's the other one? It's a Paris Corner one that's in there with it. I think it might, is it Hurricane or Hurricane? I can't remember. I think it's one of the Paris Corners though. So that's a thing with me. But that I got it, and I was like, let me go ahead and do a impression on it. But I was like, it's too hot. It was 90 something degrees in Atlanta every day. I didn't even want to open it. I was just like, let me just roll with it and wait till it gets warm. And I mean, it gets cool. It's starting to get into the transitional fragrance season right now. So as it gets into that transitional fragrance season, I will be more likely to bring about some cool or cooler weather scents. Matter of fact, I got a video coming up on it. Oh man, okay, you see here. So and the LV Imagination, by the way, beautiful DNA. I love Imagination, but at the same time, the inspirations for me are good enough. Like, to be honest, Game Space Full House for me is good enough on that one. And I have Aqua Dubai as well, although like I said, Aqua Dubai I see as a different fragrance, but it just has some characteristics of that. Let's see, you say was planning on getting the Labo Patchouli 24, but they ran the price up from $300 to $450. I have never been the biggest fan of the Labo Patchouli. I like the patchouli, I do. I like the Labo Patchouli. I just never thought it was worth it. The price point. That being said, it is a nice fragrance. Let's see, Fugazi has a passion fruit is similar to Oud Maracuja. Yeah, I know. I want to maybe start to kind of dip back into the Oud Maracuja inspirations a little bit coming up, because I went with a few of them this last year, and I kind of was like, okay, cool, this all right, and it just kind of moved away from them a little bit. This is also the new store here finally got Mind Games in. So Mind Games, to me, there's some really good Mind Games, and then there's some Mind Games to me that are just kind of like, okay. And it's strange because the ones that I like are the ones that are not necessarily, because everybody talks about French Defense. I think French Defense is cool. But it's cool. It's not like, oh my God. I like Jadoub. I'm a bigger fan of Jadoub. I really do like Jadoub a lot. People talk about Double Attack. To me, Double Attack is nice. And Mentor, interestingly enough, is a fragrance that I do like a lot, but it didn't blow me away like it did a whole lot of other people. Say my girl loves Queenie. Queening is actually good. I actually do like Queen. I do like Queening. I like the Maya Grace fragrances. I'm just not in love with all of them. But that being said, they're really good fragrances. They really are. Speaking of really good fragrances, man, this fragrance is interesting to me. First of all, let me go off on a rant, and there's nobody here to see it, but eventually folks are gonna jump in and see what I'm about to say about this fragrance. Because the thing that pissed me off, and I tried to not let it like color my opinion on this fragrance. The thing that really kind of pissed me off about this fragrance is that they have, and it's hard to see, you know, I can't really show it to y'all like that. Well, you can kind of see it on here. You see the way that that nozzle is, that atomizer, you see the opening there? Okay, so here's the thing with it, right? I hate when there's a black atomizer with the black nozzle because it's hard to see. My room, when I'm getting dressed and getting ready, you know, for work and everything, is dark. So it's kind of like when I'm getting ready to go somewhere or whatever, I still have to really look to make sure that I'm about to actually throw on a spray of this right now. I actually have to, and I'm not rubbing, I'm patting because I don't want it to go in I'm not a fan of that. The fragrance itself, though, is really good. I think a mix of Summer Hammer and more in the dry down because the top definitely is not Summer Hammer. Thomas Kosmala Neon number 4 and Invictus. And you kind of get this. Like, it's interesting. Damien, how solid? What's the name of this? This is Armaf. Yeah, this is Odyssey Bahamas. Literally Bahamas is what it's called. Oh, they made this batch in last month. Huh. They actually literally made this batch last month. So, interesting. Cara, what's going on? What is happening? What is happening? I was actually just lamenting about the fact that I hate the black atomizers on some of these bottles. The bottle itself is all right. I'm talking about Bahamas. This is that new one from Armaf. Their Odyssey collection. It's got like this weird jacket on it. But that being said, it's not a bad fragrance. Yeah, the bottle does look cool. The bottle actually does look pretty cool. Like I said, it's got kind of a jacket on it. It's from their tropical collection. They released this maybe 2-3 months late, you know, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's actually pretty good. What's it supposed to be cloning? So here's what I'm getting from it. Think Summer Hammer marries to Thomas Kosmala Neon number 4 with a little bit of an Invictus vibe to it. That's kind of what you got here, because what it does, it opens up super melon, and it's fruity, but the fruitiness leans towards the melon side of it. So it opens up really melony, and then you've got a good dose of a saltiness that's sitting on top of it. So it's kind of like a salty melon, aquatic kind of vibe going on. Which is really nice. It is definitely more on the tropical side of a fragrance, and it's definitely made for like warmer weather. This is vacation vibes all the way. Or if you like, I talked to Ross, I need to tell him about this one, because this one is actually, I think, more for like warm weather, like Florida. Florida man would love this. This is like I said, it opens up with like that melon, that fruitiness. Like I said, the saltiness going on here. But as it starts to dry down, you start getting a little bit more of the florals, kind of starting to impart themselves into here. And just in my wearing today, I can tell that it is more of one of those fragrances that's gonna get activated in the heat. Because if you wear this in like, right now it's kind of transitional weather everywhere. That's why I say they released this too late. If you release this in June, you probably have a little low-key hit on your hands. As far as projection and everything, I'm not getting what I thought I would get, but I could be going nose blind to it. The Armaf, the Odyssey collection in particular, for me has a tendency to, for me to go nose blind to. A perfect example of that is not Invictus Aqua, the Odyssey Aqua. That happens with me with the Odyssey Aqua. Because Odyssey Aqua, for some reason, I can smell it when I first spray it on, and it's almost like it just disappears. But it's still there. It's definitely still there. I think that's what's happening here too. Now I can tell you this much though, it's not a booming projector though. It's probably about maybe arm's length at least. And now this is my first full wearing experience on it, so I'll know some more on it probably here by the end of the day. I've only had it on for like 2 hours right now. I did spend a little bit of time with it yesterday, just kind of spraying it on the arm and, working, at the house and doing stuff like that. Had it sit on the arm for about 4 or 5 hours, and I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. Let me catch back up here. Kid Patton said, yeah, I want to add what you said. I hate it when the atomizer isn't directly pointed towards the logo in the front, sometimes missing sprays and stuff. Yeah, so my big problem with this one is that you have to be in the light to see the atomizer. The hole. Because if you're not in the light, then it becomes an issue. You can make so many jokes about what I just said. So I'm going to trust that you guys will make the jokes in the chat while I continue to go along here. But, it's harder for me to find the hole when I'm in the dark getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. That being said, though, I do like it. I do like it. I really, really like it. I think, like I said, they released it 2-3 months late. I was hoping that it was going to be something like a transitional kind of fragrance. Like, you could wear this in the fall, but it leans to being so much of a tropical fruity vibe to it that it is not your traditional fall type of fragrance there. And let's see. Said, have you tried the new leather tobacco formula or the Extreme by Zaharoff? I have not. I want to. I want to try the new Extreme. I actually, speaking of Zaharoff, I'm hoping that this cold weather snap comes in next week, because I was itching to wear Seraphine Musk for some reason this week, so I'm hoping I get to wear it next week. I've had a wear on that fragrance. I have not done the review on it. I'm waiting till I get the next full wear on it to do the review. There's a lot of people online that don't like Seraphine Musk. I think they were expecting something different than what they got out of that fragrance. Personally, I love it. And Seraphine Musk is a fragrance that my wife does not like. Well, it's not that she doesn't like it. She just said it smells like Band-Aids, and she's just like, I don't know. I don't really like. She's like that about it. She doesn't really like, me to wear it, because she's not a big fan of it. But I can't wear it unless I'm around her. And the reason why is because when I wore it the last time, I forgot where were we going? It was some kind of event. That her job or whatever. No. Because we had to go over there by her stores. Anyway, when we went in there, there was this girl that was like, and she wasn't around me when the girl was saying it. She came up in on the hind end of it. The girl was like, you smell really good. And I was like, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. And she just sniffed. She's like, you smell like a man. You smell like somebody that need to be telling me what to do. And my girl caught the tail end of that shit. And she was like, no, ma'am. If it wasn't her Sora, she would have caught them hands. And if she would have said anything else, she probably would have caught them hands. That being said, I think that Seraphine Musk is one of those fragrances that some people are going to love. There's going to be some folks that are going to hate it. It's going to be either you love it or you hate it. I tend to be more on the love side, and I think it's one of those fragrances that in the fall, as it kind of starts getting a little bit of a wisp and chill in the air, I think people are going to fall in love with that thing. Just me personally. James, what's going on, man? What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? I'm just looking through the chat here. I'm all behind. Will, what's going on with you, man? Cars say, yeah, they missed the time frame. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they could have. They could have, because the thing is that it's priced at a good spot, you know? Especially, like I said, in the dry down, it's not. So there's a lot of people comparing it to Summer Hammer, and I think it's really the color scheme on the bottle. I think that they're getting that from. When I say Summer Hammer, I can see aspects of it. It's in the further, you know, as it kind of gets into the dry down a little bit, where some of the florals kind of creep in a little bit. It has that kind of thing, but it is definitely a more fruity lean here, way more fruity than you would get out of Summer Hammer. And I'm gonna, when I do the live tonight, I'm gonna do like a breakdown on them, probably just kind of like to put them side by side and give the ins and outs on it, because I think that I love Summer Hammer. I'm gonna end up getting Summer Hammer. At first I was like, oh, this is really good. This is all right, cool. But now that I've had a chance to really kind of get some wares on it, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be full bottle on Summer Hammer. And I've seen the Tropical Vibe. I smelled Tropical Vibe. I got to get Summer Hammer, because Tropical Vibe ain't it. Like, it's not. I like Rayhan. Rayhan did an amazing job on Crimson. They did a really good job on Pacific Chill. On Aura. The one that Pacific Chill dupe. Yeah, the other one's good. It's okay. Tropical Vibe's okay. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. It's not Summer Hammer. Let's see. The Jim, you see your spot in text that has it. Fred, get me back into the cheapies, bro. Man, what's going on with you, BMJ? Man, look, some of these are great. I need to get into some of the ones on your Discovery set, the Pinewood set, because there were a couple of them that sounded really good. That sounded real good. It's starting to get into the cooler weather, and this is the time of year that I really start to really dive into a lot more of the niche stuff. I tend to go more designer, fresh type stuff towards in the warmer weather, but as it kind of gets into like the fall and the winter, then I start kind of leaning into more of my niche, because a lot of them have a lot more depth, a lot more, like a lot richer profiles, So problems finding the hold is phrase. Finally, I was like, bro, I literally self-skewered myself on that, and nobody even mentioned the joke, man. Let's see. Definitely crazy. Yeah. Lou Dissel, what's going on, man? What is going on? You say you're late. What's that? This is Armaf's Bahamas. This is the newest one from Armaf. It is super melon. This is a kind of what I would think of the Thomas Kosmala, Summer Hammer, Invictus kind of blend almost here. Now, somebody's gonna be like, oh, that smells just like this. If it is cloning something, I don't know what it's cloning by thought. It does give me a lot of Thomas Kosmala. I think Thomas Kosmala is a little bit more fruity, and this one's a little bit more leaning towards the melon side, salty melon. But that's not a bad thing, man. It's a little bit more unique as compared to some of those other tropical, fragrances out there. There is a little bit of the grapefruitish, type of vibe here, fruit blends, but it is heavy on the melon side. Because I like the Odyssey line. It's pretty solid in my opinion. Odyssey stuff is a gem, pun intended. It really is, man, because there's a few. Matter of fact, I have one coming in. Actually, I think it's already at the house that I'm gonna be doing a first impression on. Probably not tonight, but coming up. Black Forest from them. And I'm excited about that one. I have not opened it yet, but it's supposed to be like some beautiful caramel cherry kind of vibe. And man, going into fall, yeah, that's my type of thing. He said, all this, I just don't like the bottle. Okay. Major David said, what up, bruh? He said, glad I was able to catch you on live today. Man, I've been MIA for a minute because I've been doing a whole bunch of other stuff, man. Just been running, trying to take care of some business. But, you know, I'm getting myself back into it. I'm going to be dropping some more videos in a little bit, too. Because I did, like, what was about a week ago? I did, like, a video every day. I dropped a review every day that week. And I was like, okay, let me go ahead and get those out of the way so I can take care of my little stuff that I was going to take care of. And now I'm coming back on, and I'm probably going to be going back to my regular schedule. It's going to be probably 2 a week. But then I'm going to start integrating my shorts too in there, man, to just kind of, you know, get it together. Asha said, hey, I'm from India. What's going on? Hey, from India. What's happening, man? What is happening? You know, India's far away. India's a place that I've always wanted to visit. And one day I probably will. Keep Patterson, I sent the link to my brother. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Hey, bought this first Armaf Mandarin Sky. I'm not a clone enjoyer myself. Yeah, so Mandarin Sky is pretty good. It's not what the original on that one. I'm not a you know, I go back and forth with the clones, right? Because there's sometimes you want that original DNA. There are some clones that I like because they're not the original DNA. Because I brought up, I think Ross talked about a fragrance the other day, Lionheart, Clubbed in the Weed Lionheart, which is a take on the Lamal Elixir. I like that more than I like the Lamal Elixir. And it's because it's that peppermint is just like, man, it's so aromatic. It's so fresh. Like it takes that DNA and really lifts it and just makes it airy as hell. And man, when that stuff is in the air, sheesh, man, like you talk about hoodie weather type of vibe, that's another one. The wife like, nah, you ain't wearing that out the house, bro. But that's one that she literally, that's another one. She got in trouble, or her Sora got in trouble because her Sora kept on talking about how good I was smelling that night. And then finally she was like, yeah, you can't wear this around my folk. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. But it's such a good fragrance. It is uplifting. It's invigorating the way that they play that one. I'm a sucker for peppermint. So yeah, a clone like that of good is kind of almost like an inspiration. I'd rather go with that than the original. 9 times out of 10, I will go with the original first. With the exception of those high-priced originals that don't make any sense. Like if it's a designer clone, I'm not trying to get no designer clones. That don't make no sense. Just get the designer. Just get the original. With the exception of like that one I was just talking about. But like those niche ones that are $400 and then you know, no. I mean, that goes into a whole nother tangent when we're talking about these folks that literally are, you know, producing fragrances for like $30 and charging $400. But that's a whole nother tangent. It says, speaking of musk, I purchased that Collage Private Blend Musk Ice EDP, waiting for it to arrive. I need to put my nose on that. That sounds interesting. He just said I couldn't get with Summer Hammer myself. You know what's weird about that? When I first smelled Summer Hammer, I wasn't blown away by it. You know, some people, they smell it, oh my God, this is amazing. I did, matter of fact, and you can check me on it because I did a live where I was smelling it. And, you know, that was on a decad dive. And I was like, oh, this is good. This is really, really good. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. This is full bottle worthy though. Yeah. But then I was like, as it dried down, I was kind of like, I don't know. It wasn't until I wore it that I was like, Yeah, I gotta get a full bottle of this. It wasn't until I wore it that I was like, yeah, I gotta get a full bottle of this thing right here, you know. Looking at the back, what is this dude doing? I don't know if he tried to do inspections or I don't know. I be pulling over on the side of the road in places, so be watching my back. And Jim says, it's too sweet for me. Yeah, it can go sweet. It definitely can. Will Rodriguez said, like the Black Forest cake? Maybe. Maybe. I'm about to see. I'm about to see. How long does Armaf Mandarin Sky last? I've gotten somewhere in the range. When I wore it, I got like 6 to 7 hours on it on skin. It was like really, really faint on my skin, going on until like that 8, 9. But at that point, I was going with performance time, and it just wasn't like a high performance time for me. Also, is YSL tuxedo and baby cat safe blind buys? No, because if you don't like the way, okay, so baby cat is more of a safe blind buy than tuxedo. I love tuxedo. I think it's a great fragrance. The problem with tuxedo is that it has kind of this like weird, like piercing kind of like patchouli in there. And some people, it kind of catches them off guard when they first smell it and they're not as big of fans of it. So it's a little less mass appealing. Baby cat, that vanillas are usually going to be mass appealing regardless, even if it's kind of a more leathery style of vanilla. You have more of a chance of liking that than you do the YSL tuxedo. I think both of them are great though. I really do. But I would say that tuxedo is one you want to smell first. Baby cat, if you had to blind buy, which by the way, I don't think anything that costs more than $300 something is a safe blind buy. Like for real. He says, so how close is the Summer Hammer to the French Avenue? Which French Avenue are we talking about? Because I don't know. Do they have a Summer Hammer interpretation? I didn't think French Avenue had a Summer Hammer interpretation. If they do, I need to know about it because, you know, in French Avenue we trust, you know? Because I was thinking about copying the 1.7 ounce of the Summer Hammer. Summer Hammer is so well done, man. After, like I say, after getting some wears on that thing, there's some fragrances that are good. You smell them off paper and it's like, okay, cool. But there's some fragrances that are good, but when you smell them, when you wear it, it's a whole different monster, man. Perfect example of that, and this is one that a lot of people were poo-pooing on recently, man. That Bleu de Chanel exclusive. Like, that's why I got the decant of that thing, a bigger decant. I wanted to have a chance to really wear it a few times. Man, I wore it. Like, I smelled it off paper and I was like, ooh, this is nice, it's rich, and not worth the money. When I sprayed it and I wore it, and I've worn it like 3 times now, I kind of lean still to where it's not worth the money, but I can see why somebody would pay the money for it. Like, it's really good. It's really, really good. I mean, if you've got Bleu de Chanel Parfum, I understand you may not be like, oh, whatever. It's something about the way that labdanum plays in there and gives it that leathery vibe, that leathery feel, that just is like chef's kiss. Especially as it goes into the dry down, man. And you start to lose a little bit of the Bleu de Chanelishness of it, but it really starts to pop off that labdanum, man, and it's gorgeous. It really is, man. I love it. Okay, you say facts only by certain price points. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm sorry, I'm thinking about the Wave Child. All right, so yeah, I did a review on, you talk about Atlantis, the Atlantis X-Ray. I did a review on it a couple of weeks ago, and I like it. I like it a lot. I love that fragrance. I think it's really, really good. It to me leans a little bit more masculine than the original, and it has something. And I talk about it in my review, and I haven't seen a lot of people that have done reviews on it talk about it. The fact that it leans more masculine because it comes across a little bit more woody. So I think what's happening is I pick it up, and people around me pick it up too. The cacao in there is done in such a way to where it's not like gives it like a cocoa kind of vibe. It gives it a little bit of a chocolatey but kind of a woody kind of vibe to it, and that's what I get from it. The amberwood, it kind of accents the amberwood a little bit, and it's not like it's a super uber woody fragrance. It's not, but it does give it a little bit more of a woodier impartation than the original does have. So I like it a little bit more in that sense. To me, I go with that one. The longevity on it is insane. I got 12 hours on it the first time I wore it. It was crazy. So that dude just pulled up like, what's happening? I'm on the side of this, and folks is trying to like park. So the motherfuckers just whip in like on the side of you like, anyway, but yeah, man, I'm a fan of that one. I really like it a lot. As a matter of fact, I like it so much, I actually had gotten a second one from my guys at our new store for a giveaway. So I hit 1,500 subscribers about a week ago, a little bit over a week ago. And I was like, what better way to celebrate it, man, to do a giveaway? I said I was going to do 1,500 giveaway. And so be looking out probably in the next maybe the next week or so, actually. I'm probably going to do kind of a 3-video kind of like questionnaire to do this giveaway that I'm doing. I thought about having it be kind of like a raffle where it's like, the $2 super chat puts you in the raffle running and everything. God damn. Okay, so the one thing I don't like about this, the top on the Armafs is never really super secure, right? Like, you put it on here, I could literally, well, it didn't do it now just because I said I was gonna do it, but it'll fly off in a sec. So you always have to be careful with that, because that one just went flying. But I'm gonna do a giveaway on that, and I'm gonna be giving away that Atlantis, a brand new bottle, a brand new box, unboxed, unwrapped, still in the wrapping, still in the packaging. I'll be giving away a whole new thing of Atlantis. So yeah, just trying to debate on whether I want to do, because I don't want it to be a scenario where I have a whole bunch of trolls that jump in and try to. I want it to be people who rock with me, who actually, win something, as opposed to people who just type in giveaway online and put their name in the running. So I want it to be people that I actually, that rock with me. And that's kind of why I'm going to have to structure the giveaway the way I'm going to do it. But yeah, definitely giving that away. And maybe something else I give away too. But stay tuned on that. But that's going to be the main thing, I think, is the Atlantis X-Straight. Let's see. Like, well, I said, well, then I'm going with tuxedo. I tend to go to the opposites of what the masses like. and don't get me wrong, tuxedo's great. I love tuxedo. The masses like tuxedo, but some people are, for some reason, not as tuned into that one. I think that Baby Cat's just a more mass appealing fragrance than tuxedo. Both of them are really nice. Both of them will get you, where you want to be as far as compliments, as far as longevity, as far as wearing ability, all those things, performance. But I think that Baby Cat, because it's the vanilla and all of those things, I think just has a little bit more of a mass appealing vibe to it. So if you don't have any other BDC, the new one could be worth the purchase. Yeah. If you don't have any other, so I have the Eau de Parfum, and and when I say have, I don't do like, for fragrances like that, I usually don't do full bottles. I had a full bottle of the Parfum and it is gone. Well, no, I had a full bottle of the EDP and it is gone. So I just re-up with the 10 mils because I got so many fragrances that I don't have time. And it's kind of like, and I like wearing different fragrance DNAs. I switch up fragrance DNAs. Very rarely do I wear the same fragrance more than 3 times out of the year. Unless I'm testing. A lot of times I'll wear stuff 3-4 times if I'm testing. But very rarely do I wear something more than 3 or 4 times out of the year. So it makes no sense for me to invest, $250 in a bottle of, Bleu de Chanel, or $200 in a bottle of Bleu de Chanel Parfum, because I'm only going to wear it, in this year or so, and maybe in 2 years, maybe 3 or 4 times. So that being said, I usually go with like a 10 mil or a 20 mil of a fragrance like that, and just kind of work with it like that. If y'all see my decant stuff, like y'all see a lot of the clone stuff on the walls and stuff that I test and stuff, but a lot of my other stuff is done in like the smaller, like the decant style, or I have the smaller bottle sizes and stuff like that. They don't look good on the wall. Anything less than 50 don't look good on the wall. Anything less than 100 don't look good on the wall, I should say. So I usually keep it off of the wall. But yeah, man, like, I think that if you have any of the other Bleu de Chanels, you're kind of like, I don't know about these exclusive. I think you're right on that. I am thinking about getting another bottle of the Parfum. I was already thinking about getting a bottle of the Parfum because I'm almost out of my 10 mil, right? But then L'Exclusive came out. And that's where my conundrum comes in. Because even though I was already thinking about getting the bottle of the Parfum, the full bottle, that L'Exclusive for $70 more, I could get that. Oh, I don't know. Excuse me. So that's my conundrum. I'm actually probably gonna make a decision on that in the next couple of weeks, because I definitely want to. One of them gonna get. One of them I'm bringing a full bottle home of something. One of those, and I just don't know which one. And then I got a couple of other ones I got to get full bottles of. So we'll see. We'll see. Like Eau d'Ombre Leather, that Tom Ford. Yeah, probably get that. We were talking about Baby Cat a little while ago. Eau d'Ombre Leather is a more wearable style of Baby Cat. But they use the way that the leather is done in that Eau d'Ombre leather is just phenomenal, man. The way it is, that's a great fragrance. I love that. That one, I'm not even halfway through with the decant, and I'm like, it's full bottle time. Because I usually get like a 10 mil decant for some of those. If I like it, if I smell it in the store, I like it a lot. I want to put like 3-4 wearings on it. Man, I got one good wearing on that thing, and was like, yeah, that settles it. I'm probably gonna get a good full bottle of this one. Let me see. He said, so it's not worth me buying the Wave Child 1.7 since I had the French Avenue, right? No, it's not worth it, bro. It's not. It really ain't. I mean, as much as I love Room 1015 Wave Child, the only difference between the two, I feel like the French Avenue, the watermelon at the top comes across a little bit more in the candied style, and I think it may just be the way the amber kind of imparts in there. It comes across a little bit more candied. In the amber from like the I think it's an amber wood note in there, but it does kind of come. Well, that's amber wood's not really an amber, but it does come across for some reason. There's some sort of amber note in there that kind of thickens it a little bit. It to me comes across a little bit more candy than the original. And for some people that might be a good thing. And then it comes across like a slight bit more of a masculine lean than the original. I like both. I really do like both. I have a 10 mil. I just got a brand new 10 mil of Wave Child when came out. I went through my original 10 mil and I was going to get a full bottle, but I was waiting on a good sale to come up on it, so I didn't get it. But yeah. I go with the French Avenue. I don't even worry about the 1.7 of Wave Child. I don't. It said, yeah, the French Avenue is a beast and I love it. Oh yeah. This is my phone ringing. That's the wifey here. She probably like, oh, it's time to go. I'm ready to go. Yep. He said, I need to check out the new BDC. You do, bro. You do. You definitely do, man. He said the bottles are a little corny. They aren't ugly, but hard to line up in my collection. Yeah. Heck yeah. He said, just don't announce it's going to be a giveaway. Yeah, I'm wondering how I'm gonna do it, and that's probably what I'm gonna do is just kind of keep it under wrap a little bit. They say 10 mil are the way to go for me at this point, unless I love the scent and I don't have anything else like it. So yeah, what I do a lot of times now before I buy like one of the more expensive scents is I get a 10 mil of it and I spend some time with it, off of that 10 mil. And then I kind of go from there. If it's something that I really like, then I'll go ahead and get the full bottle of it. But I think that's the best way to do it, in all honesty. All right, let me see. She's got all the. I'm gonna go ahead and roll out, guys. Let's see what's happening. Hold on. These holes. That was gonna go ahead and end this live. I was trying to tell her I was gonna go ahead and end this live, so that was kind of weird. But anyway, yeah, man, like 10 mils are definitely the way to go. Definitely. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off this live. Party people, like my boy Walt say. I'll probably be back on live tonight. Most likely, I'll be on a little bit late. I know that my wife's gonna be highly invested in the Georgia game tonight, so I might jump in. Well, I'm probably gonna be watching the Georgia game too, but I'll probably jump in a little bit later this evening, though, man, because got a lot to talk to you guys about, including this Bahamas, and I kind of almost want to put a little bit more on me right now. Like I'm testing, but I'm getting into the floral phase of this thing, and it's really nice. The French Avenue Chaos came out, the box hitting hard as well. Yeah, I like, so I didn't get Chaos, and I'm probably going to end up getting Chaos. It depends on what I get from Black Forest, because that one I think is going to be a monster, that Odyssey. And also got that Roselia autograph, bro. I spent a little bit of time with that Roselia, just kind of spread it on arm, and I'm a fan of Isola Blue. It's close. Like it is close. It really is close. I see you. You see me? Okay, cool. But let me get off this live, guys. Hey, make sure that y'all, no matter what you're doing, however you're doing it, make sure you make today the best day ever on purpose, guys. I'm going to go ahead and roll out, and I will be back on live tonight. Peace out.